in surplus, or whatever's really hard to get, to make things that will last, that will be a legacy. Create reliefs, you build things, you use your visual cortex and the mind's capacity to control this musculature. Like the domesticated animals, the elites domesticated us. The priests, the aristocracy, the monarchy. It was natural. It was natural, given who we are as creatures. The band is practicing. I respect the skill that it requires to be in a band, a university band especially. However, the sensibilities are just a little different. There's a time, and I think if I were directing one, I would have much more contemporary composition. And I think I, as the director, would be a composer as well. And maybe the best ones are. And I suppose everyone kind of adapts and improvises here and there based on the skill sets of the musicians. What's that? What are musicians? They're like engineers. There's a bunch of different types of engineers. They're like architects. There are certain architects who do this and that. There's certain types of farmers. Some farmers specialize in this. Some farmers specialize in that. The differentiation in our world is one of its greatest strengths, but also one of the challenges to synthesize all of that diversity of knowledge and experience into digestible, resonant packets of information that are capable of being recalled by using the variety of techniques for putting new experience into long-term memory. And repetition is something that does that. Repeating what you know to be are correct movements, whether we're talking about penmanship or mathematics. You're writing on a wall, you're vertical, you're standing up. You're looking right at what you're writing, and you're writing the same thing, or you're writing your thoughts out, whatever they may be. See, there's muscles that bring your feet together, and there's muscles that take your legs apart. You keeps them in sync. Bring them together. Flex them in. Flex them out. You can do the same thing with your feet. You can do the same thing with your toes. The body has ways of synchronizing the musculature with different sectors, with different types of muscles. And that's very critical to have this sensitization to the infinite number of ways in which we can use these systems to uniquely interface with the world around us by modifying and altering the angles of our view, the geographical locations, the other human beings, the postures, most importantly, the synchronization with different types of inhales, different geographical locations have different levels of air quality. You don't see people. This is one of the kind of the moral hazards, I guess, of the suburbs. You see the pollution less because it's dispersed, so you pollute more. So you justify more pollution in your mind, in part because you don't see it. Look at all this vast space that we have to develop. Look at all this grass. There could be a dormitory there. There could be a fast food restaurant there. There could be a garden there. There could be a farm over there. We could be growing something over there. Like a fast food farmer's market. You know, make a food truck. What if we make a food truck and we have some way in which the city rents to the county a food truck that's stocked with whatever wasn't sold at the farmer's market. And takes it like ice cream trucks have a song that's being played, a noticeable, recognizable song that is just telling people, or hey, have a little recording, you know, like there's incentivize that like to a point, set a limit. You know, we'll buy up, you know, an equal amount of all of the producers, $500 worth or something, I don't know. But it would be an expense that would be incentivizing further mimicry, further a growing industry, a growing, spurred along, cultivated industry of people who are cultivating ways of living that are healthy and regenerative and are philosophically aligned to our aspirational visions for what we can do together. You know, I was just thinking that it would be so great if there was like a pen that I could use to engrave things, you know, just use it like a laser. Okay, so let me kind of focus on these thrones. Obviously, this is a podium throne. I was barking earlier about this reluctance of certain people who support our politicians, who subscribe to magical thinking, who want something for nothing, who believe in miracles, and who do not want to even accept these ideas that explain, that can give them greater clarity about how things came to be. With trust, with concision, with compassion, with a desire to bring them onto this team. Look, be a team player. Don't be a selfish person. Look at all these other people through history who sacrificed to give you all this technology, who sacrificed to give us what we know about plant genetics that we grow, to give us the knowledge that we have about statistics and wildlife management. They give us what we know about taxidermy and creating lures and using the different technology that can tell you where they are. It's awesome to not use that, of course. All of the plant science, the synergies, the ways to incorporate, canopy nut trees and fruit dwarf trees, and tubers and potatoes and and vines and grapes and blackberries, and all of the diversity of flowers and plants that promote the health of all life, not just us. That's how dedicated I am to bringing about Garden of Eden 2.0. That 2.0 thing is, I'm trying to reboot the Garden of Eden. And that is something that's happening within us as well as external. As well as to the external world. Everything without us is the world. Within me, everything that is without me. The environment, ecology. It's you and the universe. No matter where you are, it's always you, and then it's the universe. Everything beyond you is the universe. The earth is the universe. Part of it, right? Wow. But you can do it. You've been doing it your entire life. It's been nothing but you, and you've been alone in the universe. So some people need this. Some people need to gesture. People need to move. People need to get stirred up. And in stirring themselves up, maybe they can use the podium to stir up conversation. Now, this is what these are for. It's to stir things up. Do you really believe that? No. The story is about speaking up when you know that there is something that you have to say. Being in the whale is being in the source of this, or being in a great fish, whatever.